up, beautiful souls? Welcome back to Crystal Clear. I'm Crystal, and I do readings for the collective. If you've been with me for a minute, welcome back. I love you, I love you, I love you. If you are new here, welcome. I'm going to be switching things up a bit. I have a playlist where I will typically, and I still plan to continue to do them, where we tap into your world, where we will see where you are at with any given circumstance or situation. If a relationship kind of pops up, we go from there. But really in my collective angel and intuitive messages on my playlist on my Crystal Clear page, you will find that those are primarily based on so within, so without, right? And in those messages, I put a high focus on your world and how you see things and how you can navigate. In this new edgy way of readings that I want to start implementing, and we'll see if it resonates with the community, I want it to be basically the sovereign mirror with those who you're dealing with, whether it is a coworker, the relationship, family members, you name it. If you are led to the video, my job is to read the cards as they come out, good or bad. I promise not to sugarcoat anything, because the mirror, and often with these relationships, are things and the opportunities for growth. And that is what I hope to provide to you through these readings. So, without any further delay, let's get to the reading. You're welcome to flip the roles, if you will. However, when I meditated and I prayed, I had this aside specifically, which I will refer to you as the viewer and your perception, as well as that who you're dealing with. And to begin, your point of view for the viewer that I am reading for today and the relationship you're dealing with, in your underlying energy comes with a Queen of Pentacles, but she's in reverse. So immediately I'm picking up on somebody who, when you're upright, you are a provider, you are giving, you are nurturing. You have a way of taking care of things in such a manner that when your energies are aligned, not only can you serve yourself, but you can serve those around you in the best way possible. With it in reverse, it tells me that you are feeling a little bit depleted. And in fact, I feel with this reading, or whoever it may be, you're actually taking on the mother, the provider, the everything, and your energies are completely out of alignment right now. Completely exhausted and overextending yourself is how I read it. For that who you are dealing with, their underlining energy comes with the Two of Wands in reverse. This tells me whoever you're dealing with is very stagnant, really no direction, doesn't hold the map, has let the map go, and actually pretty lost. And the further we get into this reading, it's a telltale of it all. I ask, what is one card that mirrors both of you in this very moment that you guys both, the way you guys both see things? I'm going to introduce it to you, but then we're going to go deep into this, and I want to come back. Because at first glance, we may, or as I did, interpret it different than what it actually may really signify. In the middle, what you guys both are mirroring, the way you guys are both feeling, comes with a horizon of hope. The future holds promise. Keep moving forward with trust and optimism. It's hope, future, optimism, faith, progress, and promise. The mirroring energy you guys are both holding in this dynamic for one another. So, what's going on? From your point of view, the viewer, What is your emotional and spiritual state? What is going on in this relationship? Give me an idea. There's turmoil, to say the least. Comes with the justice in reverse. Tells me that you genuinely feel like the scales have been unbalanced, outweighed one way or the other. Despite maybe whatever effort you put forward, you can't seem to balance it. Whoever you're dealing with has been unjust with you. And it's clarified with the Oracle of Hope and the Oracle of Fate. Hope that you can push through the struggles. Hope that if we just keep on working at this, we can get it right. I have no doubt you have a profound connection to whoever you're dealing with. And even so, to the degree that not only do you hope that with all the work and the effort that you put forward and that you do, that things can mend or be corrected, you also believe in a fate that at minimum, divine intervention will take place. There will be a connection that something will divinely manifest. Like what's meant to be will be, with the hope that things will become right. So who are you dealing with? What's their point? What are the person that represents that you're dealing with, their emotional state, their spiritual awareness? It's telltale. It has the Nine of Swords in reverse. This person is kind of done with the restless nights, the nightmarish state, if you would. But I also read it as the trauma, the brute of the battle isn't done. It's clarified with the Ace of Swords. And with this combination with the Oracle cards, I'm reading sorry, it was a fire alarm. I'm reading a victim mentality. And I say that because it comes with the Oracle cards of Entangled and Trust issues. This person, whoever you are dealing with, I can't help believe that there are like some major whatever hardships they've experienced in life. They hold it close to their heart as truth. The trust issues. Being accusatory, does not trust others, keeps others in arm's length, starts arguments just to provoke, rude and condescending. The entanglement is their excuses for their behavior. It comes with, the family or religious obligations, feels tied down by divorce or the support payments, angry ex-partner, arranged marriage. But ultimately, why I read this is entanglement of their own trauma, things that they have experienced. I don't think this has anything to do with you. It is their beliefs that they hold close to their heart. And with the Nine of Swords in reverse, it's almost, I feel from their spiritual / emotional state, whoever you're dealing with has got this attitude of it is what it is. So despite how rocky or how turbulent or how whatever, I don't feel any sense of urgency to correct it. They're using outside influences to justify their behavior. I don't see any internal accountability. So the next position I ask is, what is it that you guys are hoping to gain from this connection? What is it that you guys are seeking for the outcome? And for you, my friend, there's no doubt you want stability. It comes with a hierophant. You want that commitment. You want that structure. You want that manual. You want the logistics to be all paved out. And you are willing to fight for it, no matter how long it takes with the Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady. You'll plant the seeds. You'll go forward at all costs. Because to you, it's the prize. This relationship represents something that you have magnified, you've put on a pedestal. You have this, you see the beautiful potential of this person. You've seen the potential, but I don't think that you recognize, are seeing things for what they are, because it comes with a High Priestess in reverse. This tells me that you intuitively are shutting off what you already kind of deep down know, in grasp of that hope. I say that because it's clarified too by an oracle of beyond repair. It says you try to fix a broken relationship, blind faith, refuses to see the truth, irrevocable damage, but refuses to move on. You guys are mirroring each other in very different, very polar opposites. Deep down, what it feels like, if I'm being brutally honest, and I give full compassion because I've been there, it feels like we're dealing with a trauma bond. And the addiction of struggling to let the partnership go. But let's ask, from your partner, whoever you're dealing with, what is their point of view? What is it that they are seeking from all this? It comes with a Queen of Wands in reverse and the Chariot in reverse. This person deep down is genuinely insecure. They lack confidence. They don't know where they're going. They are very stagnant. It's like they are idling and reactive to emotion rather than responsive with intention. They are living by the seat of their pants. I think that's what they call it. The hammer, the thread of their pants, the seat aiming. They're reactive. And it's clarified by their own oracle of media mania. Obsesses with social media and interacting with others in the virtual world. Ignores reality, but more invested with online activities. While you are looking for the ultimate compatibility, the ultimate companionship of whatever it may be, like the co-worker or like the boss, or the due respect and the work that you're willing to put forward, this person puts their energy elsewhere. Whoever you're dealing with would rather get lost in the dopamine hits of the like on social media or the endless doom scrolling than have any. This individual that you're dealing with is very self-centered. And I'm not even going to dismiss whatever trauma and hardships that they've undergone, right? We know that. But it's still no excuse for the way they're showing up for you and the lack that they're showing up for you. Whoever you're dealing with is so dismissive, so avoidant, that they don't even want, it's like they won't give you the due respect that you need. I imagine this energy is like banging up against a brick wall and getting nothing. You're just getting nothing for everything that you put forward. No, there's no wonder you feel the unjust. So let's take it just a layer deep. What is the unconsciousness of the whole dynamic? What is it that you hold close to? Like, what are the cards that you hold close to your heart and that you really are maybe scared to even admit to yourself or to the person that you're dealing with? Comes with the Eight of Pentacles. But the whole story comes together with the one oracle that clarifies it, which is the haunting. The pop backs in without any warning or explanation. The lazy attempts at reconnection, such as a like, causes emotional trouble. My love, if this reading is resonating with you, you are literally in the middle of a spiritual warfare, is what I'm gathering from this. It is the addiction to every time this person that you are dealing with breadcrumbs you, gives you just a little bit of attention, just the light, the casual, I imagine like the text of, hey, I miss you. Just enough that you are ready to go full force and put all your work, all your effort into this ghost. It is this recognition, though, as well, like at the heart of it, I think you know that this person is no good for you. But it's that addiction of maybe this time they've changed. Maybe. All the while neglecting your intuition, the High Priestess, an internal knowing of knowing. It's not an easy read, my loves. So what is it that they're holding in the mirroring, right? What is their unconscious hope that they hold for this connection? This person is so deep in their own world, in their own victimhood, in their own conflict. Whatever has been quote unquote done bad to them, and they are putting up a barrier and going to fight everybody, including you, from letting anybody get close. And the worst part is about it, I don't even think that they're conscious of it. I don't think they've done the time to do the internal look to understand why they react the way they react. They've just, it's a victim mentality. There's no accountability. Moreover, I think they enjoy the energy you give them. And I'll bring that full circumference here in 1 second, but it's too clarified by the poaching. Knowingly attracts partners of another with the purpose of starting a sexual and or romantic relationship with this person. Also clarified by bulldozing. Intimidating aggressive behavior that leaves others feeling frightened and unsure, that's that breadcrumbing. Out to get their own way regardless of others. With this type of energy, I can't help but feel like you're dealing with a predator. Which brings me full circumference of all of this, right? Let's go back to the mirroring energy. Because this one, when I first pulled it versus what I've read, this horizon of hope. And this is the hard truth. But the truth shall set you free. Your hope is where you guys both have this hope of the future. Your hope is if you keep on trying harder, if you keep on loving just a little bit more, if you just can show them the unconditional love and that you'll be there no matter what, regardless of Well, everything that they faced in their past, you're different. While you do that, you surrender all of your boundaries. You overgive, you try to mother, you try to protect, you try to do everything at the cost of yourself. You are self-abandoning yourself. And that is the hope. That maybe, just maybe, this time they'll change. Maybe, just maybe, this time you can convince them. And their hope of the horizon, they can give you empty promises. That breadcrumbing, that ghost, and you'll continue to work. It's all empty promises of the future. They can continue to tell you what you want to hear right now, just to keep you around. Need to do the real work isn't necessary, so long as you continue to hang around, so long as they just give you what they've given you up to this date. Whether it was a love bomb, even with friendship, my loves. They praise you, they talk up everything about you, and then they strip it away. And they give it to you in reinforcement. So, what's the bridging gap between this? What is the outcome? What is Spirit's advice to you? It comes with 2 cards. They almost seem contradictory, but when you really meditate on you, resonate, it's really beautiful. But it's going to call for a lot of strength on your half. When you're dealing with a trauma bond, my loves, it's not about, well, it's not like a messy breakup. It's a literal addiction. And if this is a narcissistic / empath dynamic we are dealing with, or even to that, the anxious attachment and a dismissive avoidant, I don't know what degree this is. Regardless, we're talking about 2 polar energies here, mirroring one another. And it's not about the love as much as it's about the chemical hit. And like that chemical hit, they say when somebody's breaking up from a narcissistic, it is as the connection, the dynamic between them is as addictive as a heroin addict. The ability to go cold turkey is horrific. It's a lot of work. But that's the dynamic you are in. I encourage you now to begin immediately. The no contact. And if you have to deal with this person, gray rock them. And if you are not familiar with those concepts, I encourage you to start looking it up. Gray rocking and no contact. No contact is your best bet, and begin the healing process. As the oracles come out for the suggestion of how to move forward, it comes with roots of stability. Ground yourself in what nurtures your being, establishing a stable base from which love and career can blossom. This is about so within, so without, your mirror, coming back to your base, demonstrating. And I'm just going to put this out there. I too have gone through pretty gnarly. Let me say this. I was in a very toxic relationship, and it was one of the most horrific things I had ever experienced. And the withdrawal and the actual separation and the work it took to get where I am today, I didn't think it would be possible. I genuinely thought it would almost be better to just hold on to that hope until finally you have this realization. And if you've gotten to this video and if you've listened this far, it's because you're finally ready to listen to that intuition, I think. You are validated. Everything you're undergoing is abuse. And I didn't mean for this reading to go this way, but that's exactly what we're dealing with. That's the energy. And it is followed by fast progress. Move forward with swift precision and do what must be done now. It is imperative to cut the ties of the energetic cords that have kept you entangled in this relationship. If it depletes you, if it's not good for your spirit. And even more important, not only cutting those cords, going no contact, if you can. Worst case scenario, gray rock. And begin reclaiming all the energy to you and begin the healing process. This is what I was going to say. I don't think I said it. And if I did, I'm sorry. The best piece of advice I could ever have gotten, or ever did, or ever implemented when I was going through a similar situation, I would look at my son. So look at somebody you really love with all of your heart. Not the person you're dealing with, not the person that's reading, or your best friend. From an observer looking out, what is the advice you would give to somebody you care deeply about? Can you love yourself enough to implement that same advice? For me, if my son had been in the same predicament I had been in, it would be go no contact. Get that relationship out of your life immediately and begin the healing. And giving that advice and embodying that advice are two different things. I'm not saying that you are having, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I will tell you, this is what I will tell you, my loves. If you can move away from this kind of energy and begin to really implement that self-love, begin the healing journey, really begin to study what you're dealing with. I reflect back now and I actually look at that relationship, that partner, as the biggest blessing ever. And I know that sounds so asinine, with all the betrayal, all the deception, all the lies, whatever it is that you may be dealing with. But without that, I wouldn't have the profound awareness and wisdom and insights, and better yet, even the mirror that he offered to understand who I am and to know thyself. This ended up being a longer reading than I anticipated. I just want to say I love you. This will be the beginning of many mirror-reflecting sovereign readings I hope to do. Also, if you're interested in understanding your world, what's going on with you and how to navigate, I encourage you to go look at my other playlist of the Angels and Intuitive Messages. There you'll find more focused on you and your energies. And then if you want to go a little bit step further, I also have a healing and growing list where we talk about things like this in particular, and learning what real forgiveness means, understanding cord cutting, the whole 9 yards. With that, I encourage you to subscribe, share with somebody that maybe you know that might need it, and to embody your sovereign, the new beginning. Place a heart emoji in the comments. It's just a simple way of sending out good energy that I can send out to you to recognize who you are. A prayer, good vibes, and others as we support each other. And you're not alone. I promise you that. You're not the only one that has ever had to deal with a very toxic thing. But when it's you and you're in it, it is your whole world. But there's such a lesson being asked. But it's got to begin with your roots. With that, I love you guys so much. And until next time, wishing you loving and healing. Namaste.